We're excited now to showcase the Genesis, Boston's first water recycling sewer cleaner. We're pleased to have the folks from Sewer Equipment of America today from all over the country, and as well as the folks from Chadwick Bay Ross, which is the local dealer up in Chelmsford. We're going to begin with David Smith from Sewer Equipment, who's going to give us a great overview of the Genesis, some of the nuts and bolts about what went into this incredible machine. And then David will turn it over to Sekou Brown, our superintendent here, who's the guy who came into my office one day and got me all fired up. Because I'm a simple man, and I hear something saving 96,000 gallons a week, 5 million gallons a year. I get excited. I mean, you know, those numbers mean something. And Sekou will tell you, and there's a lot more about the truck as well in its operational phase when it's out in the street, why it's such an advantage that Sekou will also explain. So with no further ado, David Smith from Sewer Equipment of America, Inc.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. David Smith, National Sales Manager, Sewer Equipment. We are a 83-year-old family-owned company based in Dixon, Illinois. We serve all of North America and a small part of South America. And we've been building this equipment for a long time. So we're very proud to be partners with Chadwick Bay Ross, our local distributor who covers kind of the Northeast footprint. And we're very excited about our newer relationship with Boston Water and Sewer Commission, as well as the city of Boston. I brought a few notes. I want to make sure and not miss anything here. So as I said, we've been around for 83 years, privately held, which means we can make decisions quickly. We introduced the very first high-pressure water jetting system in the 1960s. More recently, about 2 years ago, we introduced the all-electric easement machine to be able to get into the small spaces. Currently, we're in the process of a prototype of 100% electric jetting trailer. And we are also in the completion stages of a CNG combination truck. Looks exactly like that, but runs on compressed natural gas. That's headed to California relatively soon. We're always searching for more innovative ways to serve the environment, be environmentally friendly, etc. So within the last, I would say, year and a half or so, we've been working on custom build solutions for Boston Water and Sewer. Starting with that machine right there, it is the safest, most efficient combo truck on the market. Secondly, we worked with Boston Water on a 444 rotor machine, which cleans your pipes and uses absolutely no water, okay? Currently, we're working with management, specifically Sekou, on equipment that will fit into the tighter spaces within the city of Boston. Finally, as you can see back here, and the reason we're here, the Genesis, we built last year a twin steer truck to be able to put less ground pressure down than a single axle truck, okay? So while we're here, the Genesis water recycler, you know, a traditional combo truck needs a minimum of 1,500 gallons of fresh water every day to operate. And that's just where it starts in the morning. They constantly have to refill. This truck behind me here will recycle up to 2,800 gallons per day. It'll use the water that's in the system and constantly recycle it. There's so much value to that. Number one, we're not using fresh water. Number two, we keep the operators on the job. You know, so from our municipalities to our contractors, We want our operators working a full schedule. But the most important thing is how much less water, fresh water, that this truck will use. Stephen mentioned it. You know, it's roughly 3 to 5 million gallons of freshwater savings per year. That's a lot. When you're talking about being environmentally friendly, that's a massive amount. The other thing, you know, you think about emissions. We're trying to get to an electric society, more green, more environmentally friendly. Keeping the truck on the job will create less emissions. Obviously, you see them running back here, but imagine if they're driving down the street, back and forth, refilling with water. You've got the waste of the fresh water as well as the emissions in the environment. Due to the innovative design of the Genesis, the operators can stay away from the truck with a fully functional remote, which will run all operations of that unit. Together with Chadwick Bayross, Boston Water and Sewer, and the City of Boston, we partner to improve the overall infrastructure in the city. On behalf of Sewer Equipment, we would like to take this time to thank the Boston Water and Sewer Commission, as well as the City of Boston, for including us in this environmental initiative. Any questions? All right, Stephen, thank you very much. Stay cool.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Well done. We'll have you back and talk about the next round.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. This has been a long time coming. We've worked with Chadwick, we've worked with Sewer. Boston Water and Sewer has been tireless when it comes to trying to save the customers money, save resources, as well as bring some of the best equipment to the market just for our city. Behind me is the Genesis. This truck, will start from the front, is built to be one of the safest and one of the best pieces of equipment that we can put out there. The truck has 4 axles. That gives you 4 axles of braking. It also allows the truck to have a 86,000-pound GVW when loaded. So that helps tremendously. A lot of the combination vehicles that we currently run is 66,000, roughly, substantially less. As you start to move down the side of the truck, you start to notice a couple of things. One of the best things about this vehicle is the boom. The boom on this truck has 65 feet of suction and it has 800 feet of jet hose. You compare that to some of our other equipment, 500 feet, and as you can see on the Eco, you have to connect the tubes, the aluminum shiny tubes that you see, one at a time. That takes up a lot of time to get that footage to get in the ground. This machine, you pull up, you open up, you make the area safe, and you go right to work, saving time. That boom allows us to park this vehicle in a normal parking spot and do all our work with the boom. We've had situations where we've had to go into a work area. We don't disturb the traffic, not foot traffic or vehicle traffic. Swing the boom out, right over the embankment or whatever the obstacle is, go to work. Huge for us, huge for us. As they mentioned, recycling. Recycling is the name of the game with this machine. We don't have to hook to a hydrant. We don't have to keep going back and forth looking for water sources. The material that we need, the stuff that we need is already in the hole. We set up, we start to vacuum down. Once we get down to the pipe itself and where we want to clean, we start recycling. That water is separated from the material that goes into the machine, then runs the jet hose. And that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you keep fuel in it, it can stay on station. That is huge. Our colleagues talked about how much water the older machine or the Eco holds. 1,500 gallons, we can go through that in a couple minutes. We can go through that in a couple minutes, not hours, but a couple of minutes. So we're always looking to get water into the machine. Not so with this machine. With the recycler, the moment we're on station, we're there. We can stay there till the job's done. And that's key in a major municipality like the city of Boston. We can't leave. We have to get the job done. We have to get the system back up and running. This machine allows us to do that. This machine, right as it sits, is 38.5 feet long. It's 13 feet 5 inches tall. And even with those numbers, we can get it anywhere in the city of Boston that we need. And if we can't get it directly on station, we can get it close enough where we can do the job. All right? Right now we have two of our best and brightest. We have Jason and Tim. Jason is the man when it comes to the Eco 900, and Tim is our Genesis operator. Tim has got a pendant on, which is a remote device. He's gonna move the boom around just so you guys can kind of see what this machine's capable of. Steve.
All right, I missed it.
Move the boom around.
All right, we're going to do a little demonstration, and possibly, Sekou, will you be explaining what's going on? So I'll give this back to you.
So as you can see, this boom will rotate all the way over almost to the passenger door of this vehicle, giving you more availability to work than any other machine that we've had so far at the water and sewer. Note, when the boom moves, the jet hose moves with it. That's huge. That means you don't have to reposition the truck to get to where the problem is. Wherever this hose is, that jet hose is. I mentioned before that's 800 feet of jet hose for cleaning purposes. That jet hose is running at 2,000 PSI, 80 gallons, all the way up to 90 gallons a minute. Some of our older machines, some of our less equipped machines are right around 60 to 80 gallons a minute max. And that's 90 gallons a minute on a 1-inch hose. In the industry, that once again is unprecedented. Unprecedented. Having the remote is also a big feature. This operator could be standing where you are and operate every system on the truck, getting him safely out of danger and keeping him working. Another thing that we were really adamant about was safety. Although these lights look pretty, they have a function. We want to be seen at night. Boston Water and Sewer is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That means we're in the street at midnight when lights are very low. We want to be seen. We want to keep the public out of the work area. We added more lights just for that reason. These lights will also go all white and turn into working lights as well as flashing. So that also helps our operators move around the vehicle without worrying about trip and falls and hazards like that. This original vehicle we had on a long-term, well, not this vehicle. The rental vehicle we had on a long-term demo. We did some training with it. We had it for 6 months. We saw the potential of the vehicle. We decided that we needed a couple of things modified just to work in our application. So when I reached out to Chadwick, when I reached out to Sewer, I had some ideas on how we could improve the original piece of equipment. I never heard no. I never heard we don't do that. I never heard, oh, no, don't worry about it, just use what we got. It was always, yes, I'll find out, we'll make it happen. That's great. That's great. To give the end user what they need is big. We had some issues as far as the original machine where we decided to put things, place things where things were that we found weren't going to work in our system. We changed a lot of the valving, a lot of the plumbing. We added things that were necessary to do the job. The result was we did a shakedown on this vehicle. It's been out in the field, it's been working. We've had uptime with no issues, and it's done everything that we've asked at it. Anything from putting it on a barge in Boston Harbor and sending it out to our station out there to clean, to working in downtown Boston in alleys and tight confined spaces. You would not believe it if I told you, and unfortunately I'm not going to demonstrate it here because we have people. This truck actually turns in a circle better than that truck right there. And that was all due to the design. Why is it called the Genesis? These gentlemen back here in the suits can tell you that.
That's the genesis of the name Genesis. It's Genesis because it's an evolution in what we do at sewer equipment, going from a standard combo truck to using recycling the water. So that's our Genesis in our growth.
Are we going to get more of these?
Well, that depends. That depends on the budget. I only pull levers around here and take care of my guys. Well, we'll have to talk to the higher-ups about that.
I know, I live in Dorchester, and those narrow streets that are one way will not fit the Genesis. Like, what are we doing?
You give me a street, I'll come to you. You give me, all I got to do is get close enough. I'll take care of it for you, don't worry.
What do you do if there's not enough water in the soil to recycle? Is it ever a dry situation?
Good question. Although it is complex, it does have the ability to be a regular combination machine. With the flip of a switch, we can go to taking water on board, standard procedure just like this one. So water's not an issue. On top of that, if we have a water source of any kind, if we need to stick a hose in a creek to get the water, we can do that with this machine. Good question.
Would you ever use salt water, or would that be taboo?
Would I? I'll do anything I got to do to clean the sewer in the city of Boston. That's what I'll do. Would these gentlemen like it? Not quite sure, but I'm going to get the sewer back going. We're going to keep our ratepayers happy. That's what we're going to do.
Better check your warranty, Sekou.
So give a hand for Sekou.
All right.
Thank you so much, Sekou. What I want to say is thank you all for coming. We appreciate it. I want to direct your attention straight down. This was not the show, but you see where it says Boston's Water on Tap? Yeah, that's part of the other part of what we do, as you know, deliver the best quality water this side of the river. No, but basically in Boston. So you'll see this around. We just had our first event, I think, last weekend. We've been out at the mayor's coffee hours that are going on throughout every neighborhood in the city of Boston. We'll be at events. So people, if you see us, say hello. And with regard to this, you know, I really appreciate everything and for everyone coming. So on behalf of Boston Water and Sewer Commission, thank you all, and enjoy the rest of your Earth Day.
Get a group picture.
Thank you, Representative. We're going to have a chance for some photos.
You get a second. Take a good picture for Representative Moran. Just a little closer, everyone. So,